Hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and are you sure? Okay, here we go. When I worked for a corporation and had a storefront, I was visited by the CEO as well as the upper level executives, some of those who should not have even been in the position because they got the position based off of information that I supplied. That's how they got the position that they were in. And one of these individuals, her name was Haley. No, excuse me, no, it wasn't Haley. What was her name? Hmm. Doesn't matter. God just said that's for sure. This girl, she came to my storefront and we were all saying hello and greeting each other, and I gave her a hug. And when they were getting ready to leave, I gave another hug to this one particular girl. And she made this smart ass comment. And she's like, oh, I get two hugs, huh? And she just kind of was sarcastic with it and just kind of, she had this look on her face like, oh, so I get two hugs, huh? You know, just like, and I just chuckled at it and let it go. But I never forgot that. Carly, her name's Carly. I never forgot that. Because the way that she did that was almost as if like she didn't want a hug from me, or she was just kind of like, oh, I get another hug, you know, like, whatever, you know? And God just brought her to mind. And I'm going to share this video because I've said this before, where God will send us into different places, spaces, environments. He'll send us around different people. He'll have people to come into contact with us, with our energy, to be a blessing to them. And how they choose to respond, how they choose to react to that, that's on them. And God is watching the whole thing. He's watching everything that's said, everything that's done, people's reactions, what they engage in. You know, he's watching everything. How you handle situations, he's watching everything. It's all a test. And when Carly did that, I was very turned off to that, of course. But I kept my cool, I kept my composure, I kept a smile on my face, I brushed it off and just moved on from it. And God just let me know now. This was like, goodness, 4 years ago? It's like 4 years ago? And he let me know just now. Carly really needed that hug, that extra hug for what she was going to be going through. Not only with the company, which I'm not even sure she's still working at, in order for her to get through with the company dealing with what she needed to do, her career, her job, or whatever position, which God just said she was not supposed to get. That was not the position she was supposed to be in. God said that was the position I was supposed to be in. One of the positions I should have been in. She's losing a lot. I don't know if it's a divorce. I don't know if it's a divorce and or her losing her job or leaving jobs or something like that, or her health. Her health. She needs hugs right now. And God just let me know that the way that she responded to me a few years ago when I gave her a hug when she was leaving and she acted like she didn't need the hug, she didn't want the hug, now is the time where she wishes she had people hugging her, where she had genuine, authentic people around her, people that loved and support her and, you know, are there for her because she's going through something right now. I don't know if it's a divorce, a separation, or health problems, but she's dealing with some issues where she is very sad or very depressed or she wishes that she had a friend. Now I'm hearing the song You've Got a Friend by Carole King and James Taylor. She doesn't have any real true friends. She doesn't have really anybody that's in her corner, not even her husband. And she was looking down on me because I am a bi-gender woman. I dress very nicely. She was jealous of me. She was envious and she was jealous of me. Even though she had a position of power and authority, or a higher position within the company, and I was at a storefront, you know, she was jealous of me. And she was in competition with me because she knew that the information that she received, she got it the wrong way. She got it through a guy named Steve, that worked at the company for a period. But that's how she basically got what she needed to get into her position. And she could never handle it. And she could see how I handled the storefront, how I handled certain tasks and whatnot. And she actually challenged me one morning. There was a meeting that was going on in the company, and I was late for the meeting. And the reason why I was late for the meeting was because I was helping a customer. I was right in the middle of helping a customer when the meeting had started. And I got to the meeting probably about five to 7 minutes late. And she was in the middle of talking or something or whatever when I logged on. And she said, well, Josie, how do you feel like you did last year? And then what are your things, you know, that you're going to do or incorporate this year? She tried to catch me off guard. She tried to catch me, you know, slipping basically because I came into the meeting late. Now, granted, I was helping a customer. It's not like I came into the meeting intentionally late. I was helping a customer. But she tried to trip me up, or tried to make me look bad in front of the entire company. And I actually stand on that, and I actually had a response to what she asked me. I was prepared. So when she thought I was not prepared and she tried to trip me up, I was actually prepared, and she didn't trip me up the way that she thought she was going to. And that made her even more jealous or even more envious, because someone like herself, she tries to prepare for these meetings, and even when she tries to prepare, she wasn't ready for it. So me being ready for her attack basically in that manner, which was unnecessary. It was totally unnecessary, but she felt like it was a perfect opportunity to try to throw a jab or throw a punch at me, and it didn't land the way that she thought it would. So yeah, she wishes that she never did that, because God will bring into your remembrance certain things that you did against other people, and then when you're going through trials or tribulations or something similar, He's going to say, you remember you treated what's her name like that, or you remember you set this person up to have to deal with this or go through this, whatever, or you threw shade at this person. You remember, now you want a hug, right? Now you wish you had somebody you could talk to. You know, Josie was somebody that you could have talked to. Josie was someone that you could have befriended. Josie is someone that you could have brought up to the level that you knew they belonged at, you knew they should have been at, but because you were jealous and because you were envious and you didn't want them getting into a higher position because you would have felt like it was a threat, and you decided to keep them at a lower level when you knew they belonged at a higher level, even higher than her. And you could have had a friend in Josie. Now you have nobody. So that second hug that she gave you, that was the hug that you need now. And God has a way of touching you, of making you get it, of making you feel it. He has a way of getting to you. He has a way of getting to you when nobody else can. And really breaking you fucking down. And I feel like she's being brought to mind because she's going through something right now. And she's realizing that she had an opportunity to get me out of a position or a situation where I was being bullied and attacked, not only by the manager that was over me at that time, but other people within the company. She was aware of what was going on against me by other people, and she didn't step in and try to help. She actually made things worse. She joined forces with some people, and she engaged in some behaviors that she realizes now she should not have engaged in, because now she's going through some things. And the reason why she's going through those things is because of the way that she acted in the past. God just said, I always get my children's get back, especially when they don't take things into their own hands. Because I handled that situation and what she said to me that day when I gave her that hug or whatever, the way she responded, as well as how she treated me in that meeting, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that because it was both of those things were intentional. Her behavior, her negative behavior, it was all intentional. Oh, and then she was sending out different, like, they sent out questionnaires. They sent out a lot of questionnaires within the company. What do you think we should do with this or do with this? Or how do you like this leather? How do you like this leather? And it's one of those things where, like, some things are really, you do not need to reach out to other people to get their opinion. If you have the expertise and the knowledge in an area or a field, you should be able to go off of your own opinion. I understand asking questions and are getting certain things, opinions on certain, I get that, but I just heard executive decision. She was not executive. She was not an executive. She was someone that was basically trying to get answers from other people as far as, like, which direction she should go in, instead of just making a decisive decision and going in that direction. And then if it fails or it doesn't work, being able to say, I stand on it. I'm the one who said this, I stand on it. No, she had to use other people within the company to get their opinions. That cost time, that cost money, and that just let other people know in a roundabout way that she was not confident in her abilities or her skills. Anybody can figure out how to work Excel. Anybody can do a spreadsheet. Anybody can come up with the numbers. Anybody can, go to a distributor and say, okay, we're this type of company, we need this, and this. It takes an executive mind. It takes someone that also works in the field, which I've worked in the field for a long time in different areas of the field. And she didn't have the background that I had, and she was threatened by that. She was jealous, envious, and threatened by that. God just let me know that, they say that surveys are anonymous. Bullshit. Surveys are not anonymous, especially in corporations and companies. They're able to see who submitted their surveys, which storefront, whatnot. God is letting me know that my store, whenever I would submit a survey, because they would ask various questions on leather grade, quality, what did you think about this leather? What do you think about this item, this product? So on and so forth. Feedback. It's not always necessarily about them wanting to get feedback from everybody. It's specific people within the company that they know are talented or skilled or gifted or whatever that they're threatened by. They're looking for that information. And they're going to use that information as, like, that's what it is, because I know that this person has it. I know this person has what I don't have. I'm going to use it's just basically like stealing somebody's idea, stealing somebody's creative idea and passing it off as your own. Is the same thing, except they're doing it in a survey form. God's letting me know that she did that with me. So whenever I submitted surveys on and they sent out so many different damn surveys, because the CEO of the company wanted results. She didn't want, she did not want, maybe this, no, she wanted results. And a lot of individuals were stressed out. Ooh, I'm just hearing stress. I'm hearing stress. I've talked about stress and how it can affect your health and your well-being. And there are people that are in positions of high stress that are not able to handle it because people that are over them, the CEOs of the company, the executives, the higher-ups or whatnot, are looking at them for answers, looking at them for, okay, where do we go next? How do we get to this next level that we need to get to so I can get results, so that we can make money for the company as well as the board members and the people that have invested in this company. It's all about numbers. It's all about figures. And that's a stressful game. And there are people that can't handle the stress. They play like they can handle the stress. And I remember every time seeing this individual, she was like, she was doing the best she could, but I could just see in her face like she was stressed. She was overwhelmed. And when she tried to overwhelm me, when she tried to stress me, it didn't work. And that pissed her off. That angered her. because she wanted to see me stressed. She wanted to see me. God just said a lot of people in the company wanted to see me stressed. And they teamed up and ganged up against me. And then ultimately they said, you know what, we can make her stressed out. We could take away what she loves or what she enjoys, so we'll just get her fired. We'll terminate her. We'll come up with things to terminate her. We'll come up with things to terminate her. We'll send different issues or problems her way. We'll cause her stress and so on and so forth and whatnot. And then we'll just terminate her, and that will really stress her out, and she'll be distraught because she's for the betterment of the company. Josie's for the betterment of the company. She and they believed it. They knew it. They were aware of that. So if they can make me look bad in the eyes of other people, if they can make me be seen as being, a threat to a company or a problem within the company, and they could use other people, peers, other managers, associates, customers, organizations, groups, coven, stuff of that nature to come at me and attack me, they did it. That's why she's going through what she's going through, and she's not the only one. I've said, I'm not the only one. Ha, 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 ha. She's not the only one going through it. Here's another thing too. I did not expect this video to be this long, but it is what it is. There are certain individuals, like, they do certain things or they engage in certain activities to try to take their mind off of the stress of, like, their career or their job or whatnot. And there are other people that can handle it, and they don't depend or rely on substances or addictions to help them get through, whatever it is that they do for work, career, family life, so on and so forth. There are individuals, and God is letting me know specific individuals that engaged in drug use, alcohol use, sex. There's a manager, a manager that was over my zone area that was engaging with sex with other store members. One of them being a transgender man, and the reason how she got her position as a manager was by having sex with him. God is letting me know that she's diseased now. She has an STD or some kind of disease from playing with him. A transgender man. He knew that he had an STD or that he was sick, but he didn't say anything or tell anybody. But he still engaged in risky sexual behavior. And he took advantage of his position of power by forcing other managers or even associates into having or engaging in sex with him in order to stay in their position and or to get ahead. A lot of people are currently sick. A lot of people are currently I just heard they have an STD that they cannot get rid of. Either it's HIV or like syphilis or it's an STD. It's a disease. It's a sexually transmitted disease that they cannot get rid of, that he gave to them. And these were people that came against me. He also tried to give it to me. He tried to get me to have sex with him, and I did not go with it. He tried to do it in a roundabout way, and I did not show any interest. I did not get involved with him, period. I don't do that, no. And that's another one of the reasons why he tried to set me up, why he set me up, and why he attacked me, why he was a bully towards me, was because I would not have sex with him. He was trying to give me an STD prior to him terminating me. And one of the reasons what made him actually go ahead and terminate me when he chose to do so was because I did not engage with sex with him. I would not have sex. I would not entertain it, period. He made his move too soon. And he made his move too soon because he was ego tripping. He had a power trip. He was on a power trip. He was on an ego trip. He was threatened by me. And he knew that he was in a position that he did not belong in, that he should never have been in. He knew I should have been in his position. And I actually should have been in a higher position than him. But he was threatened by me just like Carly was threatened by me, just like other people were threatened by me as well too. And they all engaged in behaviors to come against me and attack me intentionally, knowing that what they were doing was wrong. I just heard the song by Kanye West and Freeway. Even though what we do is wrong, even though what we do is wrong, they still did it. They knew what they were doing was wrong. They knew they were wicked and evil and cruel and doing what they did against me. but they felt justified because they were threatened by me. God said that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. God just let me know that Carly was jealous of the way that I looked. I was able to dress. I dressed better than any woman that she's ever met. Any female that she's ever met. I dressed better than anybody within the company. And there were a lot of females that were jealous of that. They were pissed off about that. Because when they saw me, and I would see them on camera too, and I would get on webcam for meetings or whatnot, they would look at me with like this evil eye. Just like, I noticed a few of them in particular that did that. And these were all individuals like within higher areas of the company. God said they messed up. He said because they were jealous and are envious of the way I looked and the way I dressed, as well as the way I carried myself and my business acumen within that area, that arena, they chose to engage in behaviors that they should not have, and God is going to take away from them what they took away from me, and or what they thought they took away from me, including any looks that they had. So if they thought that they were attractive or pretty, and God even let me know on one girl named Lily that she lost a bunch of weight. She's gaining all of that back plus some. For what she did against me. And she thought that she got out long before like things would like come down on her. No. Because she had a business on the side. She thought that she got out of the company, that she left the company on her own, of her own free will. And she did that intentionally, believing that she was being clear that she would not be under fire and or under judgment for her behavior against me, because she teamed up with other people to come against me as well too. And God's like, no. Everybody that played a part is going to get paid. It doesn't matter if they got out 5 years before what happened to me happened. If they played a part in my demise in any way, shape, or form, they're getting paid now. Nobody gets out alive is what I just heard. Confirmation. Nobody gets out alive. Nobody gets out if they were doing anything that came against me or that put me down or that led to me being terminated intentionally. Nobody gets out without getting paid. Another confirmation. Now God is bringing to mind the song Chutes and Ladders by Korn. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Meaning behind Ring Around the Rosies.
The common meaning for Ring Around the Rosie connects it to the Great Plague in the 1660s. The words refer to a rash, herbs to ward off the smell, and ashes to cremated remains. However, some historians believe it's a simple children's game with innocent origins.
So basically a plague. They're plagued. God just said, that's all. That's all. Gotta go. Bye.